morning, everybody. It's so nice. The weather is nice. The students are so nice. Very happy to address the young crowd here today. Let me begin. Our lives are changing, ever changing, changing, and changing and changing. Do you agree? Now, what does it mean? What does that translate to each one of us, to each individual? What does it mean? Life is changing. In the past 150 years, for example, the kind of the developments, the kind of the inventions, or the kind of the discoveries have happened. I'm telling 150 years. Say we count them, total them to 100. I hope you understand what I'm saying. In the past 150 years, we have inventions and discoveries which we total it to, say, for example, for our counting purpose, 100. For the same 100 discoveries and inventions to have taken in the past 1,000 years, the same amount of discoveries and inventions happened. What does it mean? It means the world is going at a very faster pace. The world is going at a very faster pace. For example, it all started with the electricity bulb or electricity, and then after Wright brothers, the aeroplane, the life changed, and then comes the World War. The whole warfare game changed, and then after that, we got computers. After that, we got internet. After that, every day a new software. After that, a mobile phone. After that, phone banking, a debit card, a credit card, and things like that. By the time we learn something, or by the time we take a certificate on a particular software, we are getting down the stairs of the institute, that software is outdated. Am I correct? That is how the life is taking us to. When 1,000 years back, the inventions and discoveries which were at a very slow pace, we were able to assimilate and take into stride to live our lives adapting to the new changes. But during the past 50 years, that is not the case. Things are changing at a very rapid pace. When things are changing at a rapid pace, what happens is we have to adapt ourselves to the environment or to the habitat. Let me give you an example here. A lion lives in its habitat. What is the habitat of lion? Students. No idea? It's the dry grass. The lion has to live in the dry grass. But now we hear that lions are becoming extinct. Why? Because the dry grass is going away, because of the population is increasing and the vegetation is increasing. So with no habitat, lion cannot survive, it will die. I'm just giving you an example. But that is not the case with the humans. That is not the case with the humans. The humans are designed to adapt to the new environments. For example, in 2007, Generation Alpha started. We tag it as Generation Alpha. Why do we call it as Generation Alpha? Which ends this December, January 25. And from January 25 onwards, a new generation starts. That's called the Generation Beta, which will go on up to 2039. So this is patched or tagged to tell you what's going to happen during this period of time. In this period of time, 2007 to 2025, just imagine what are the changes have happened. For example, in 2010 or so, when the mobile phones came into being, as a 40-year-old man, as a 50-year-old man, it took a lot of time for me to understand how to use a mobile phone. Yes or no? But at that age, at that time, if it were a 3-year-old who could have used the mobile phone and also play games very efficiently, and the 4-year-old boy will teach his father how to use the mobile. How it is possible? It is very shocking. Let me give you an example. If you have gone to a toy store, in the toy store there are a lot of toys stacked there. Every toy has got a marking called 3 plus, 4 plus, 5 plus, 6 plus, 8 plus. Have you seen? What does it mean? It means that this particular toy, for two reasons, one is the safety purpose, the other one is whether the child can assimilate, understand and play this toy. For the child's psychological norms. A 4-year-old can conceive this much, a 6-year-old can conceive this much, a 7-year-old can conceive this much. But today, if you take the child to the toy store, a 3-year-old, take him to the 3 plus section. He is not interested. He is not interested, but he wants a toy from the 6 plus section or the 7 plus section. It is so dangerous. Why it is dangerous? Reason is, supposing, I'll give you another example. When I was a kid, 40-year-old back, 50-year-old back, 60-year-old back, when I was born on this earth, the exposure to me was zero. I would know at the max, apart from my family, one aunt in my neighborhood who comes to my home and visits me. I was never taken to a mall. There was no mobile phone. There was no television. There was nothing. I was not even taken to a park. Even my first birthday celebrations were not done. So I haven't seen anything in life 60-year back or 50-year-old back. But in 2008 I am born. I have bought a mobile phone. I'm taken to a mall. I am seeing everything. So my exposure to the world is too much. So I gained more knowledge, more than I can perceive. So that is the reason when I go to the toy store, I am a 3-year-old, I am unhappy with the toy, I want a 6 plus toy. So this was the problem with the Zen Alpha. Now what is the meaning of the problem? This was discussed, debated, researched worldwide. The clinical doctors came up with one thing called, it is called as age compression. Understand what I am saying? It is called as age compression. Age compression has been classified as a clinical disease. As a clinical disease that we cannot counter with, because neurons of the brain are refiguring, changing at a faster pace than the biological age. Your biological age is 3, your brain also supposed to be 3, but it has gone to 6 or 7. So the age is compressed. The age is compressed. So it becomes very difficult. These days you will hear the young people, my boy is very smart, I don't have. Have you heard? There is nothing that you can teach him. Why? Because he has been reprogrammed by the so-called God, and he is born in this era to adapt, to take in the stride of what the life is to offer. In the Zen Alpha, things were pretty under control. Even Zen Alpha was not under control. Somehow, we scraped through. We were in a position to get out Zen Alpha, and today we are in Zen Beta. It starts January 25 and ends 2039. These 14 years, a child is born in January 25, how his 14 years are going to be. So, just imagine a Zen Alpha kid countering the mobile phone, the internet, the games and everything. He is wanting a 7 plus or an 8 plus toy. Now comes generation beta. The generation beta has to live what is fake and what is real. What is fake and what is real. Because of the advent of artificial intelligence and then immersive experience. He is going to have something called an immersive experience in the future. What does it mean? He can go to the Eiffel Tower without going to Eiffel Tower. So he himself is confused. Am I physically traveling or am I here only? When he sees the AI videos or dealing with or negotiating with AI, he will not understand what is real and what is fake. Zen Alpha, they said age compression was the disease. I'm not too sure what's going to happen with Zen Beta. Zen Beta, countering Zen Beta becomes a very big problem to people like us. Why I say people like us? I'm basically an educator. We do research on education, how to deliver education. How to deliver education is the most important thing, which is a problem area. For example, in 2008 onwards, Zen Alpha, if you must have seen, all these Z-Kids, Bachpan and all big brands have started with all color clothes. It all started only in 2007, not before that. The reason was delivery mechanism was very simple. But now the delivery method has changed. Children want all graphical things. The same thing, the content remains the same, but the delivery mechanism changes. But today, for Zen Beta, how do we deliver the education to Zen Beta is a very, very big challenge for all of us. So to end my speech, I would like to tell the students who are sitting here, there are chances that you are going to deal with the Zen Beta people, maybe after 3 years or 4 years. You will have to prepare yourself now itself as to how I can deal with them. And this problem can be a very big problem for the human race itself. To end the note, I would like to tell something. My research area is the kindergarten area. Kindergarten was invented by a person in Germany called Friedrich Frobel. He said the methodology of the kindergarten which I have developed is so nice and good. I wish that every person born on this earth comes to my kindergarten. The world will be at peace. Such a big statement. What does he mean is, If everybody is educated, everybody goes through the process of kindergarten, which is all about training, you cannot do anything wrong in the future. So I end by this message.